Cruise prices have gotten wild. 5 years ago, deals like this were everywhere, but now most people assume they're gone for good. But they're not, if you know where to look. So I did the work for you. I cut through the noise, found the ships with the best prices right now, and ranked them from worst to best. So let's stop talking about it and get into it. Before we jump into the rankings, a quick word on how this list is going to work because context matters with deals like these. Every cruise on this list is something you can actually book, so there's no flash sales that vanished yesterday and no bait and switch pricing and no 16-night repositioning cruises that require you to take 3 weeks off work just to make the math look good. All prices are based on 2 people sharing a cabin using the cheapest available stateroom at the time I checked. It includes the base fare, taxes, and required fees, but it doesn't include extras like drink packages, excursions, or specialty dining, as those are all personal choices and can change the math fast. I also paid attention to what you're actually getting for the price, so ship age, onboard experience, itinerary length, and overall value factor into where these land. Some are cheap in a good way, and others come with trade-offs you should understand before booking. And that's why this is ranked from worst to best. Oh, and if we haven't met yet, I'm Evan from Family at Sea. If this is your first time watching my channel, I'm glad you're here. And if you've been here a while, you already know how much I appreciate you. If you're ready, I am. Let's go. Coming in at number 10 is the MSC Grandiosa with prices as low as $146 per night for 2 people. The Grandiosa first sailed in 2019, so this is one of the more modern ships on this list, and you feel that from the moment you first step on board with its long indoor promenade with a massive LED ceiling, plenty of bars and lounges, multiple pool areas, and a wide range of dining options. It's visually impressive, especially at night, and there's no shortage of places to enjoy live music or wander around. This ship works best if you like having lots of choices and don't mind a lively atmosphere. Days at sea tend to feel busy and evenings feel, well, we'll call it energetic, particularly in the central promenade areas. This class of MSC ships is known for feeling crowded in high traffic spots like the buffet, atrium, and pool deck during peak hours, and service can often feel rushed, so finding quiet space will honestly take some effort and some patience. If strong value matters more to you than personal space, it definitely delivers, but if crowding is a deal breaker, well, that's why it lands at number 10. Originally built for Costa Cruises as the Costa Firenze in 2020, this ship joined Carnival's fleet as the Carnival Firenze in 2024, with prices starting as low as $132 per night for 2 people. The design is heavily Italian-inspired with warmer colors, decorative finishes, and a layout that feels more classic cruise ship than modern megaship. If you're used to Carnival's flashier, high-energy look, this ship feels noticeably different right away. And the onboard experience reflects that too. There's a solid lineup of dining venues, plenty of bars, and enough entertainment to stay busy, but the overall vibe is calmer and more laid back than what many people expect from Carnival, as deck parties and nonstop energy aren't really the focus here. But the trade-off is flow. Public spaces feel tighter, and the layout can feel a bit more unconventional compared to newer Carnival-built ships, which can lead to confusion and crowding around dining and high-traffic areas. If you like Carnival's value but want something more relaxed and visually unique, the Firenze stands out even if it doesn't feel purpose-built for Carnival from top to bottom. Landing at number 8 is the MSC Seaside with prices as low as $131 per night for 2 people. The Seaside first sailed in 2017, and it was the ship that introduced MSC's C-Class concept. This was a major shift for the line, built around outdoor living with wraparound promenades, glass-lined walkways, outdoor elevators, and public spaces designed to keep the ocean in view as much as possible. And that design choice still pays off today. Compared to MSC's more inward-facing ships, the Seaside feels more open during the day, with better flow around the pool decks and a stronger connection to the sea. When the weather is good, it's a noticeably more pleasant ship to move around. The trade-offs, though, are familiar. On busy sailings, areas like the buffet and elevators and the main pool deck can feel crowded. The overall vibe leans lively rather than relaxed. While there's plenty happening on board, entertainment doesn't really stand out, and included dining can be hit or miss. If you liked the value of ships like the Grandiosa but wanted more fresh air and better flow, the Seaside is a clear step up. It just doesn't escape the crowd factor enough to climb higher than number 8. And this is usually where people get in trouble because once you start weighing ships like this, especially at the value end of things, the price alone stops telling the full story. And that's exactly why we book through cruises it. Instead of guessing, you're working with people who actually understand the ships, the pricing patterns, and how different cabins change the onboard experience. They've saved us thousands over the years, helped us land better cabins, and kept us from making choices we would have regretted later. Which is more than I can say for Frank, who once told me, Evan, I don't need help. I've booked cruises before. Frank, there has never been a single time you've said that things ever ended well. With their low price guarantee and people who actually care, Cruises It makes booking simpler, cheaper, and a whole lot less stressful. So click the link in the description or call the number on the screen and tell them Evan from Family at Sea sent you. You'll be glad you did. Next on the list is the Carnival Panorama with prices as low as $130 per night for two people. The Panorama first sailed in 2019, and it's part of Carnival's Vista class, which is where the line really hit its stride with modern, crowd-pleasing design. This ship feels purpose-built for Carnival in a way the Firenze doesn't. The layout is intuitive, public spaces flow well, and there's a strong balance between indoor venues and open deck space. You've got standout features like the Skyride, the trampoline park, multiple pool areas, and a wide mix of casual dining that makes sea days easier to manage. The panorama works especially well for families and first-time cruisers who want a variety of activities throughout the day without having to go searching for them. The trade-offs, though, mostly come down to popularity. On full sailings, line for food can build quickly, pool areas get busy, and the overall energy stays high from morning through late night. Entertainment is reliable but familiar if you've sailed Carnival recently. But if you want a true Carnival experience that feels modern, it's easy to navigate and packed with activities, the Panorama delivers strong value at this price point, even if it never really slows down. And number 6 is the Norwegian Star with prices as low as $140 per night for two people. The Star first sailed in 2001, making this one of the older ships on this list, but it's still in good condition thanks to multiple refurbishments over the years. This isn't a ship that competes with newer ships with flashy attractions or over-the-top design, and that's actually part of the appeal here. This is a more traditional mid-sized cruise ship experience with a straightforward layout that makes getting around the ship easy and nothing feels excessively far apart. And of course, you still get Norwegian's freestyle dining approach, a good mix of bars and lounges. While the entertainment is simpler than NCL's newer ships, it's still solid. But where the Star really shines is with its laid-back atmosphere. It tends to attract a slightly older, more relaxed crowd, especially on longer itineraries, which keeps the ship from feeling chaotic even when it's full, and the pool areas and common spaces generally feel calmer than what you're going to find on newer megaships. But the trade-off is variety. There are fewer dining options, fewer venues, and less going on late at night compared to newer Norwegian ships. But if you want a quieter, easygoing cruise that still delivers solid value at this price, the Norwegian Star earns its spot at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is the MSC Seascape, with prices as low as $131 per night for two people. The Seascape first sailed in 2022, and while it's built on the same C-Class platform as the Seaside, the Seascape is slightly larger with expanded outdoor deck space, a redesigned pool layout, and a second aft infinity pool that spreads crowds out more effectively than the Seaside. The main pool deck is more open, sightlines are cleaner, and foot traffic flows better around the high-use areas. MSC also refined the indoor spaces with lounges that feel more evenly distributed and choke points that are less pronounced here, especially during the sea days. It's not night and day, but it's definitely noticeable. The trade-offs you'll find on the earlier MSC ships so still apply here. On full sailings, the buffet, elevators, and pool areas can get busy, the atmosphere is higher energy, and the entertainment and included dining remains solid but unspectacular. This Seaside felt like a bold first draft. The Seascape feels like the version MSC cleaned up and improved. It's a better balanced ship, just not enough of a leap to climb much higher than this spot. At number 4 is the Carnival Paradise with prices as low as $137 per night for two people. The Paradise first sailed all the way back in 1998, and you'll definitely feel the age in some areas. Cabins are simpler, there's no big production venues, and you're not getting the massive headline-style attractions found on Carnival's newer ships. But that's also exactly why it works. Getting around is easy, and lines tend to be shorter, which keeps public spaces from feeling overwhelming. Sea days are calmer, finding seating is rarely a struggle, and the overall pace of the cruise feels far more relaxed than what you'll find on newer megaships. If you're chasing non-stop spectacle, this won't be your pick. But if you value simplicity, manageable crowds, and a cruise that actually feels like a break, the Carnival Paradise delivers exceptional value for the price, which is why it ranks this high. At number 3 is another paradise, this time the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, with prices as low as $143 per night for 2 people. Originally built in 1991 for Costa Cruises as the Costa Classica, this is the smallest and oldest ship on this list and not showed in its early days. When the Paradise first launched under the Margaritaville at Sea brand in 2022, it launched with a roar that felt a bit like a cry for help. But since then, Margaritaville has listened to every single piece of feedback and taken major steps to improve the onboard experience, including some big improvements during its January 2026 dry dock that included the introduction of the High Tide Market food hall concept that replaced its traditional buffet with themed food stations and fresh-made selections, and refreshed spaces like the Euphoria Lounge to boost energy and social vibes on board. What the Paradise lacks in size, it makes up for with a laid-back beach resort feel, strong service, and surprisingly good entertainment that fits the brand's easygoing vibe. It doesn't have the slick polish of the newer ships, but for a fun, relaxed getaway, it delivers value that earns it this spot. Coming in all the way up at number 2 is the Regal Princess, and this is the highest I've ever ranked any princess ship on any list. Coming in at $148 per night for 2 people, the Regal Princess first sailed in 2014. While it's not brand new, it still holds up well thanks to Princess's more timeless design. This ship is known for feeling polished and comfortable rather than flashy, with wide promenades, elegant public spaces, and a layout that's easy to navigate without feeling cramped. But where the Regal really shines is balance. You get a calmer onboard atmosphere than most mainstream cruise lines, with solid production shows and consistently good food. Sea days tend to feel relaxed, and the ship attracts a slightly older crowd that keeps things orderly without feeling sleepy. The trade-offs here are energy and thrills. You're not going to find water slides or rope courses or non-stop deck parties here, and the nightlife is more lounge-focused than high-octane. On busier sailings, popular venues still fill up, but it rarely ever feels chaotic. If you value comfort, good service, and a refined experience over constant stimulation, the Regal Princess delivers excellent value at this price, which is why it climbs so high in the list. Alright, coming in all the way at number 1, drumroll please. It's the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, with prices as low as $144 per night for 2 people. This ship is honestly one of my favorites. The Islander was originally built in 2000 for Costa Cruises as the Costa Atlantica, and it entered service with Margaritaville at Sea in 2024 after a full refresh. What stands out immediately about this ship is how cohesive the onboard experience feels. Public spaces are well laid out, dining venues are easy to navigate even on sea days, and the ship handles a full sailing without feeling frantic or disorganized. The food consistently overperforms for the price. The bars feel lively without tipping into chaos. The entertainment is genuinely fun in a way that fits the brand's laid-back identity. But the best part of all, honestly, are the crew members that you meet on board. They're warm and friendly and a reminder of how personal things used to feel at sea. At this price point, the Islander delivers the most balanced, stress-free cruise on the entire list, which is why it earns the top spot. But here's the bad news. Finding a cheap cruise is only half the battle. If you just book the lowest price you see, there's a good chance you'll still overpay or lock yourself into trade-offs that you didn't need to make. But the good news is this, that's exactly what my next video covers. So don't stop here, click on that one next. In it, I break down how to actually save money on cruises without chasing sketchy deals or sacrificing the experience. It's simple strategies, real examples, and the mistakes that quietly cost people hundreds every time they book. So I'll see you over there. If you're ready, I am. Let's go.